Sigma INFJs are very private, and privacy serves as a kind of sanctuary for them. Showing off, by nature, requires exposure, putting one's achievements, personality, or status on display for public consumption. For personality type that feels deeply and guards its inner world closely, this kind of self-exposure feels not only unnecessary, but often distasteful. They tend to feel that truly meaningful accomplishments speak for themselves, and if someone needs to trumpet their achievements, perhaps the achievements aren't as substantial as they claim to be. There's often a quiet disdain for vanity or ego-driven behavior, which Sigma INFJs see as disconnected from authenticity. INFJs are often guided by their auxiliary cognitive function, extrovert feeling, which gives them a deep sensitivity to others' emotions and a desire to contribute positively to the world. The idea of showing off can strike them as not only self-centered, but potentially harmful, creating feelings of inadequacy or competition in others. Rather than seeking to elevate themselves above others, Sigma INFJs often seek to lift others up or lead quietly by example. Their style of influence is subtle, built through trust, consistency, and depth of connection, not flashy gestures or bold declarations. Another reason Sigma INFJs don't show off is because they're often more focused on inner growth than external markers of success. They value transformation, self-awareness, and psychological depth. Because their priorities are largely internal, external affirmation, whether in the form of social media likes, wealth, popularity, or praise, holds little real value to them. If they share their work or insights, it's usually because they believe it could help someone or spark meaningful dialogue, not because they're seeking applause. Sigma INFJs often feel like outsiders by nature. They don't fully buy into societal norms or traditional routes to success. Their journey is often unconventional, built around personal truth rather than social approval. For them, success might look like inner peace, creative freedom, or making a quiet difference in someone's life, not climbing corporate ladders or collecting trophies. Since they don't operate within the conventional status hierarchy, there's little reason to signal status to others. Their rejection of performative behavior is an extension of their rejection of superficiality in all its forms. Because they value authenticity so highly, Sigma INFJs are also wary of how easily showing off can slide into manipulation. They have a fine-tuned radar for insincerity and are uncomfortable with self-promotion that feels calculated or disingenuous. To them, authenticity is about being rather than appearing, doing the work, walking the path, living the truth, not talking about it for attention or admiration. As a result, they're more likely to downplay their achievements than to amplify them. In relationships, Sigma INFJs are typically slow to reveal themselves. They don't seek attention through grand gestures or loud proclamations. Instead, they build trust and connection over time, often allowing their actions and quiet consistency to speak for them. This further reinforces their aversion to showing off. They understand that genuine connection is built on mutual understanding, not on impressing others. Sigma INFJs don't show off because their values, wiring, and experiences push them in the opposite direction. Their lives are guided by introspection, integrity, and a desire to make meaningful, lasting impact, not fleeting recognition. They find strength in subtlety and depth in quiet, and this makes them some of the most quietly powerful people you'll ever meet. Their detachment from the crowd also allows them to exist without constantly comparing themselves to others. Most social environments, especially competitive ones, thrive on comparison. Who has achieved more? Who looks better? Who has more influence? Sigma INFJs opt out of this game. They don't engage in status competition because they don't find any nourishment in it. Their path is one of self-discovery, not self-display. If they accomplish something remarkable, and they often do, they see as part of their journey, not a trophy for others to admire. There's often a quiet sense of reverence for their own growth, a sacredness even, that feels diminished when it's paraded for public consumption. This disinterest in showing off is also tied to how long-term oriented they are. Sigma INFJs often hold visionary goals that may take years, even decades, to realize. They are slow burners, constantly refining their purpose and sharpening their insight. The need for immediate recognition or short-term applause doesn't resonate with their rhythm. While others may celebrate fast wins, they're often thinking far ahead, quietly putting pieces into place for something meaningful and lasting. To stop and show off along the way feels like a distraction, even a betrayal of the deeper work they are committed to doing. They are also aware of the dangers of ego inflation. INFJs, despite their introverted nature, often grapple with the weight of their ideals. They are driven by big visions, justice, healing, transformation, truth. These lofty inner goals can easily inflate into messiah complexes or burnout if not grounded. Sigma INFJs, with their added detachment, instinctively know that the ego is a fragile thing and that feeding it through praise and performance only weakens their core. To maintain clarity, integrity, and humility, they choose silence over spectacle. It's not that they don't value recognition. It's that they understand how seductive and corrupting it can be. In creative fields or leadership roles, this makes them enigmatic yet deeply respected figures. While others may chase spotlights, Sigma INFJs prefer to create from the shadows. They may publish anonymously, mentor quietly, or work behind the scenes. They find great fulfillment in knowing that what they've contributed has made a difference, even if no one knows it was them. Recognition for them is not measured by claps, but by the quiet ripple effects of their efforts. The person who was inspired, the life that changed, the thought that shifted someone's worldview. The Sigma INFJ also values sincerity to an extreme degree. They often loathe anything that feels like performance or posturing. In a world increasingly driven by branding, self-promotion, and curated identities, they often feel alienated. To them, showing off can feel like selling out, like packaging something sacred for mass appeal. They're not interested in likes, virality, or metrics. They're interested in truth. And truth, in their eyes, is rarely loud. Also, there's the simple fact that they do not want to be misunderstood. INFJs already struggle with the sense that few people really get them. To show off would risk people focusing on their image rather than their essence. The more attention they attract, the more likely it is to be shallow or misinformed. They would rather remain unseen than be seen inaccurately. They crave depth over breadth, one real connection over 1,000 shallow ones. By staying low-key, they preserve their peace